Hi there. I'm Jodilly Tan. I come from the east coast of Canada, living in the west coast of Canada now. I am 19 years old and I am a top 18 week two finalist of season 8 of Ascendance Heroes Awaken. Woo! I did it. Now, hold the applause, because it might be over this week. So, this is uh, the second confessional I sent this week. The first one was at the very beginning of the week, and I was super optimistic and happy because the tribe that I was on, I felt very comfortable with. I feel like if the tribe I was on went to elimination, it would be very easy to just kick Corey out of the door, keep Tim in. It felt like a perfect setup. However, already there are twists out the wazoo, and unfortunately, today was a joint tribal. And not only that, but I wasn't able to make it to the challenge, which kind of sunk my team. And well, we lost. And the five-person majority that was supposed to happen has now become not even close to the majority. As a matter of fact, it's the minority. And the dynamics have pretty much changed so quickly. Since losing the challenge, I I felt like I would be the easy person to send home just because I felt like it would have been pinned on me if my tribe had lost and we were the only ones going. However, we're not. And I'm grateful for that because I think it gives me another opportunity to put my social connections to work. However, it seems that once we lost, I did get approached by Steve, who told me, I understand. I really sympathize with your situation. And it sucks that we lose, but there's one person in this game I don't trust. And I was like, oh my God, who is it? And Steve, of course, says it's Tim, which broke my heart because I could already see where this is going. And guess where it went? Steve wants Tim to go. And I was like, oh my God, because Tim and I we're partners, we're destined to be, star-crossed and all of that, locked in combat to fight side by side. And how did I find myself in the position where the one person who's willing to help me out from the bottom is telling me to vote for Tim instead? And I know Tim had mentioned he didn't like Steve from the beginning, but like, yikes, it makes me think Steve really knew what he was doing when he was picking the teams, which is it's a little intimidating to think that some people are thinking that far ahead. But then the knife got just put in that much further when Steve pretty much said, I don't want my name attached to the plan. If only there were someone who was willing to spread that information around. And I was like, oh no. Uh, I knew what that meant. I knew that meant that Steve wanted me to be the one to spread Tim's name around. And the nature of Tim's relationship with me is it's secret for the better and for moments like these, but like I kind of do feel like I had to like campaign against him in order to protect my spot in the competition. Who knows what else could have happened so far if Steve didn't come to me with this? It would have been really easy to kick me out the door. And so I had a really emotional moment where I was just like, I loved him. I do. But this competition means a lot to me. The fact that I'm here, the fact that I'm receiving this chance. And there are so many people who I feel like, are depending on me and counting on me to do well so that they feel like they can do it too. And so I was just like, you know what? Jodilly, just take a deep breath, focus, center yourself. We're going to kick our boyfriend out the door. No. And so I've basically been spending the whole day trying to get Tim sent home. And it sucks. It sucks so bad because I mean, I knew I would have to vote for Tim eventually, but I thought it would be like a mid-season, end-season, dramatic uh, thing. But this could potentially, him or I is going home the second week. It's crazy. We're not even going to get edits. Like, the Instagram fans aren't even going to remember whoever goes home this week. And it's just been so tough. I've been, with the conversations that I've been having, it seems that the people on the other team, Antoinette, Emma, Scott, Travis, they do seem to be willing to vote for Tim. I was actually surprised to hear that the people on our side was having more opposition, such as Danny. Danny does not want to vote for Tim because he believes Tim wants to keep our team strong, which is good in theory, but I imagine that Steve did not tell Danny that Steve wants Tim gone because the captain, oh, sorry, hard to breathe. I imagine that the captain didn't tell everybody about their plan, but it also wouldn't make sense for a captain to pick all people that they like for their team unless they were super confident that they would be safe, you know? And I guess it's hard because I wanted to make that group of myself, Steve, Scott, Brian, Danny. But it seems at this point that that's just not going to happen, especially if Danny and Brian don't want to vote Tim. Steve said that Tim offered Danny and Brian an alliance, which I may have believed just because Tim had mentioned that he thinks, well, I brought up to Tim that even though he's on a team with three people he wanted to target, that being Corey, Steve, and Brian, I was like, just talk to them. Talk to them like a normal human being because that's what they are. So it didn't surprise me that Tim would offer that alliance. However, Tim said he did not. And I'm more inclined to believe Tim than a stranger I met 8 days ago, you know? But the same thing applies where, like, everyone's saying they're not hearing a name right now. And I feel like I kind of, in order to prove myself to Steve and these new relationships that I'm making, I kind of have to sacrifice an old one that I've had. And it's really an interesting scenario to be in because, I mean, Tim and I know each other for years for obvious reasons. Um, I met Danny through the All Out production team, and I've known him for a little bit. And I met Brian at the murder mystery party. So, like, these are my friends. But strategically, I do feel like I see a lot more value in throwing my lot with Steve or with Travis and the society who want to vote for Tim, or with Scott. No, I knew Scott. Or with Antoinette, who I didn't know and is the worst at giving a decisive answer. But strategically, I do see myself being very similar to, you know? And I told him from the beginning, because we've played games before, that even though we're friends, he needs to prove his connection to me in the game. And while I do believe that socially he's done that, I don't think we're equal partners. I do think I've been putting in a lot more work in this game than Tim has. And I think it just comes down to the motivation. I think Tim wants to be here because Jabbar was in here and Blake was in here and Jackson and all of these 10 gauge friends that we have. And I think Tim wanted to put his name in the book and show that he can do better than some of those people who he feels a little machismo for. But nothing is handed to you in Ascendance. And this is not, look at me pretending like I know how to play Ascendance and what it is to play Ascendance after 8 days. But to me, Ascendance is not a game where things are handed to you. And you need to be able to keep connections with so many people at the same time. And that's never been Tim's strength. If Tim doesn't like you, he's not going to talk to you. He's just going to move on, you know? But this is not that game. This is Ascendance, you know? And I feel like there's a part of Tim that would snap and come after me. There are a lot of things that could go wrong with this vote. And if Tim finds out just how much I've been pushing him, I feel like he is going to expose me in the fact that I'm not as inexperienced in orgs as they say, or the fact that maybe I'm known to be a little cutthroat, but I'm not. I don't see myself as cutthroat. There's some games where some people have opinions. It happens all the time, but at this rate, I don't really see what else I can do. Because if I didn't suggest a name, let's not even say it's Tim's. If I didn't suggest a name, the easy vote is me. I didn't show up to the challenge. I was inactive. These people should be voting for me tonight, but I don't think they are. And I've had a number of people come to me and say, Jodilly, I'm not voting you. But for what? I feel like this is the sign that even though my strategic game and my physical game may not be there yet, I think I've done enough socializing with people where my personality has been doing enough of the work for me. And now is the time to apply it. And I have to apply it to send Tim home. And it sucks, it sucks, it sucks. I wonder if we're not gonna, no, ooh, let's not even say that. I wonder if the nature of our relationship will remain the same, to put it lightly. But I have to survive past this week. I don't want to go home. Not at all. And I feel like I have so much more to give to this game. I just have to push through this and I can do it. And you know what? Tim is a distraction. I get really worried thinking about Tim. And as much as I don't want to play this game for two people, I know for Tim, I would be willing to. And I need to focus on myself. So maybe this is the first step. If you can't tell, I've been trying to convince myself all day not to feel bad about it. Is it working? Tune in tonight. I do think it's highly possible that a bunch of people are lying to me and that I could be getting the votes tonight. But I really hope that's not the case. All I can do is have an open communication with as many people as possible and prove to people that I'm more sociable, I am more charming, and I am more able to execute deals than Tim. And I feel like I've had my group connections with people, with the society, with JJK. And after this, I plan to be making a group between Danny Bryan and I, no matter what. Like, I have groups and pockets of people that I feel like I've proven myself to. And while it's hard to take Tim on in like direct combat, I am willing to do it because I do not want to be the one going home. So ultimately, I just have to pull through this one. I'm on high alert right now because if anyone messages anything, I want to be on it. I want to show these people that I am the reverse of my challenge. I'm super active. I'm proactive. I'm interactive. I'm hyperactive. I'm totes active. I want to show that I'm all of it. And I have to do that now. I know it's through Tim. I know. But if I can do this, I can convince people that I'm a sheep, which has been my strategy from the beginning. I can secure my relationships with people I had not met. And I can keep it going. Ugh, I just hate this, that I've had 2 rounds of this game so far, and somehow I've messed both of them up already. If I make it through to week 3, there's going to be no more mistakes like this. No more mistakes. And I'm going to go out there and do it. Dang it. I have already said to myself, I wish I could get the legendary winner of Ascendant Season 1, the legendary Duke to tag in for me and just be like, win for me, please. Just do it. Just do it. We'll switch back. They won't know it's you. I wish I could do that, but I can't. So I got to go out there and do it for myself. And I think this, if Tim goes, is the first step. So I'm sorry, Tim, but when you watch this back, just know that I tried, but you have got to go down. Please, just die, please. that's all that I really wanted to get off of my chest because it's been kind of a day today, but toughness all around. Oh, that was it. I was just going to say toughness all around.
All right. So, there was a couple of questions that the VL asked.
Ooh, do I get to know?
What was that?
Do I get to know who asked them?
Not right now, but I can ask later on in further confessionals. I don't think Matthew's been revealing who's been asking them, but I'll figure that out for the next one.
Tell them thank you for their questions.
Yes, I will. So the first question was mainly regarded around Tim, and you kind of answered it pretty well. So I'm going to kind of piggyback off of that question, and I'm going to ask you, say that, you or Tim were not, as you said, particular targets for this vote. If you could have the sole vote to get rid of somebody, who would you get rid of that's available to get rid of, and why?
Oh, we can't vote for one of the captains?
Anybody in the cast right now.
Oh, Amanda. No, not Amanda. If I had to vote for one person off the cast just right now, I would still pick Zach. I think Zach is someone who has all of this talk about how experienced that they are and how good they are with connections. And yet I haven't seen it, which forces me to believe that they're coasting on pre-game relationships. And that is something that I don't have, but that is something that in the Ascendance Mini brought my game to a grinding halt because I didn't know any of them beforehand. And I feel like if I had more time, then I could have totally won that game. So for me, I would just get rid of Zach because I think that if something is going to end my game, the biggest counter to a good social game is a warning, Like you know how like you have to register as like no, we're not using that example. Well, just imagine that like you want to do something, but it's like a con man trying to con you, but his shirt says like con man. That's what I feel a pre-game relationship does to a good social game. And I do plan to play a heavily social game. So we have to get rid of the pre-game relationships as fast as possible. So I would say Zach. I would. Thank you.
Okay. So another question that VL asked is kind of a creative one, I guess. Not really that much this game related, but if you were to relate your game to a former Big Brother or Survivor player, who would you say that your game in these first couple rounds most mirrors?
Most mirrors?
Yes.
Honestly, I know this may be a controversial name to say, but I love this player, so I think this is what my mind immediately jumps to. I would say I see a lot of the way that I play the game similar to that of Nicole Franzel. I think Nicole Franzel in the early weeks is a whole lot of, oh my god, you guys, oh, and like that's kind of my thing. I know that's so bad to say, but these first couple of weeks, I think I've been emphasizing on the fact that I am a small little youngster from Canada who's sweet with a little bit of a French accent, who's so scared to play orgs, who doesn't know what they're doing, all of that stuff. And I think that has been helping me a lot rather than if I came in here and I was like, bang, I'm the number one winner at the dinner. Like, I think the way that I've been downplaying my abilities and using maybe my personality to do a lot of the work for me as opposed to my strategic game, I do see myself in Nicole Franzel in that way, especially in her early stages of the game, where who would ever think of sending home a sweet little blonde with cute glasses and a nice country bumpkin outfit? Like, who would do that? Would you do that? No, you wouldn't. And I feel like that's kind of the same thing with me. Blonde, country, pretty much twins, honestly. Or maybe I am Nicole Franzel. Ooh. Thank you for the question.
So about that, my mic was not working. We have another question from our VL, and it's another kind of creative question. And it is, if you could assign a color that you feel like best represents your gameplay this round, which one would you choose?
Ooh, that's a fun one. I would say like a chestnut. I would say a chestnut color because we're a little warm. It's a warm tone. We're a little close to the fire. But just like chestnut flooring, we are dependable. We're being walked on a little bit for now, but and we're creaking out. We're sending little squeaks of information here and there, but ultimately dependable. And hopefully it doesn't go down in flames. So I would say chestnut. All right. Thank you.
Alrighty. And I have a couple questions for you myself.
Oh my god! I will say I'm such a huge. I can't believe it's so good. It's Duke Farley. It's the Let's give it up for the winner of Ascendant season 1. So good to meet you. I'm sorry. I met I met one of your brothers, and he was super nice. So I'm glad you're super nice too.
Thank you. Did you meet Logan?
Yeah, I forgot his name. I did.
Was it? It was in the mini. You're probably saying. Right?
No, it was just like it was in the Facebook Messenger chat. So like I remember the last name Farley, and I was like, "How do you do?" And he was like, "How do you do?" And I was like, "Cool." And that was it. I did meet the person. I did. I did.
That's awesome. So my question for you is, moving forward, say everything goes well, you make it past this vote. What are you going to do next round to put yourself in a better position moving forward?
Um, I think these first 2 rounds, what has really worked for me is finding the one strategist on my tribe and just making myself so irresistible for them to pick up and run with. The first round, I would say that was Melissa. The second round, I would say that was Steve. And so the third round, I definitely do want to continue doing that. I want to find the one person who's going to take a chance on me and find them and go with whatever plan that they have. Ascendance, I feel like, is a game so far where if a connection and a group can be made, it will. And leaving the first week, I was surprised that even though Kevin was eliminated, somehow I left that week with an alliance with every single person that was on my tribe, including the person I voted against. And the second round, I was shocked to find that, oh, this is the second round. Well, I was shocked to find that even though there were so many people and a lot of people that I hadn't talked to, I do feel like somehow I've now found the ability to make groups and connections that I was not able to make before. And I think for the third week, I just have to continue doing that. I have to continue bringing a positive attitude. I have to continue bring a little bit of frightenedness, sheep appeal, as they say. And I have to continue showing people that I am to be trusted until I'm not. Ooh, no, I'm joking. But that's definitely my plan, especially with Tim. If Tim goes, I'm going to need someone else who can partner up with me to the extent that I know Tim would have, but do it a little bit better. So this next round, if I am there, which please let me stay, if I am there, I definitely have to continue and just go deeper and deeper. If there is a connection that can be made, make it. If there is a group that can be grouped, group it. And if there is someone that wants to pick me up and carry me along, let them pick me up and carry me along. So I would say that is my plan. Thank you.
All right, Jodilly, that those are all the questions that I have for you. If you have anything else you want to add to the end of this confessional, you can do it now, or I could stop the recording for you.
Um, Thank you, production, for having me. Thank you for hosting. Sorry I wasn't there at the challenge. It won't happen again if I can have anything to say about it. Um, uh, a shout out to everyone in the BL. It's so good to see you. If any of you see any pro board secrets, tell me. Don't tell production because then we will both get banned. And thank you again. It's so good to see you all. All right, I think
All
that's
right.
it.
All right. Thank you, Jodilly.